Northeast, the Modi factor is very much visible. Brand Modi's become BJP's best bet for the elections and powering BJP to its most Shandaar election show in Gujarat. The Modi factor now has bolstered the Saffron party to sweep the Northeast and form the governments in Meghalaya, Tripura and Nagaland with its allies. But now let's also give a lowdown of how the Saffron footprint has been expanding. In Bihar, the BJP has improved its tally from 53 to 74 in 2020. The charisma of the Prime Minister secured the second term for BJP in Assam with an increased vote share in 2021. And in the UP polls, the combination of Yogi and Modi paved the way for the BJP for the second consecutive full term. In Goa, the BJP bucked the 20-year trend to make a comeback. And in Uttarakhand, the BJP broke the rotational government jinx for the first time. It's this result that has armed the Prime Minister to drop a bomb on the opposition, saying that Ek Modi Sab Pe Bhari in Parliament. Now, while the BJP has set its eyes on the 2023 semi-final, the opposition is in disarray. The Congress strategy to assert itself as the fulcrum of the anti-BJP bloc didn't quite go as planned, after as many as 8 key players of opposition decided to give the Bharat Jodo Yatra finale a miss. Now, Manish Sisodia's arrest managed to unite some opposition leaders, but Congress chose to stay away. In a letter to the Prime Minister, the opposition members slammed the blatant misuse of central agencies against the members of the opposition. It's asserted that the vendetta suggests India's transitioned from being a democracy to an autocracy. Listen in to the opposition voices.
प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने मनीष सिसोदिया और सत्येंद्र जैन जैसे देशभक्तों पे झूठे केस थोप के उनको जेल में डाल दिया और देश को लूटने वाले उस शख्स को गले लगा लिया। आज मैं बेहद चिंतित हूं। मनीष और सत्येंद्र की गिरफ्तारी को लेकर नहीं, मनीष सिसोदिया और सत्येंद्र जैन बहुत बहादुर हैं, देश के लिए जान भी दे सकते हैं। जेल की कोठरी उनके बुलंद हौसलों को नहीं तोड़ पाएगी। मैं चिंतित हूं आज देश की परिस्थिति को लेके। वो गलत है, इस तरह से सभी विपक्ष के लोगों के ऊपर छापे मारना, उनको प्रताड़ित करना सही नहीं है। उससे जोड़ के भी हो सकता है, क्योंकि जिस तरह से मैंने कल इसके ऊपर बोला भी था कि जिस तरह से ये ट्रेंड बनता जा रहा है कि विपक्ष के जितने भी राज्य हैं उन राज्यों में काम नहीं करने दिया जाएगा।
Delhi excise policy cases are clearly a classic example of political vendetta by the Union government, Narendra Modi government. Whoever questions Narendra Modi's government and their wrongdoings, they will be targeted. So people of this country are watching how BJP government is misusing the central probe agencies.
The crackdown on corruption has triggered a massive storm ahead of the 2024 youth. From Sisodia to Satyendra Jain to mining scam heat on Jharkhand Chief Minister to arrest of Anubrata Mondal and Partha Chatterjee, the so-called squeaky clean tag has taken a dent. With BJP mounting a poll offensive, the opposition, it seems, is banking on gali politics. From Modi teri kabar khudegi to jhooton ka sardar to Modi marja to neech aadmi. The abusers have only turned the election tide in favor of the BJP. And this brings me to the legitimate question that we're asking this evening. Is a divided opposition chasing only a 2024 mirage?
You were watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And more of this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us, we have with us national spokesperson for the BJP, Guru Prakash. Tushar Gupta is senior editor of Swarajya magazine. With us also is Karthik Reddy, spokesperson of the BRS. Tanveer Ahmed is spokesperson of the JDS. A. Saravanan is spokesperson of the DMK. Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, joins us, as is Vivek Salah, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Let me start with you first and foremost, Ravi Srivastava. And it's very important to look at this debate because here we are going into 2024. At an important time like this, when one would have imagined that, with the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and if the Congress is to be believed, certainly they did have a response on ground. But when it comes to support of top leaders of various political parties, some of them, at least a significant section of them, have stayed away. Why is there still so much of friction? Because one would have thought in an election year, these kind of things are the smaller things which opposition parties would have naturally wanted to come together, particularly at times of crisis when several of them are even facing, important cases and have even written letters to the BJP BJP together, joining together. At a time like this, why are we still seeing such sharp divides within opposition ranks?
See, Madhav, first of all, I think this misuse of the constitutional bodies like ED, IT, CBI and all that has not gone down well with the opposition. And practically all are in the race. You can see that Congress is definitely opposing. They are not supporting Aam Aadmi Party, or some other parties are also away. But 8 top leaders have already written to the government that this is to Mr. Modi that this is something going out of hand. And out of 124 cases since 2014, 95% have only taken for the opposition leaders. You just see it that it has become very, very obvious that Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, they are rotting in the jail. Satyendra Jain for last 9 months, Sisodia since last 10 days. But a person who is caught with 8 crore cash, in Karnataka BJP MLA has got the anticipatory bail. So this shows that this kind of harassment which is being done, I think this has united the opposition. Another thing is that you have rightly named some states in the beginning where BJP has won the election repeatedly. Majority of the states, they have repeated their performance where they were already in power, barring that Himachal where they have lost it. As far as Northeast is concerned, the 3 states you talked about, Tripura, the BJP vote share has gone down by 5% and they have lost 3 seats. They have got 2 seats in Meghalaya. They are a small-time supporter to the NPP, which has formed the government. Yeah, of course, Nagaland, they have got the 12 seats. There were 12 seats 5 years before also, and that particular alliance has won the election over there. So it's a hype created by media that, it has been washed out and Modi's juggernaut is unstoppable and he is going to win hands down the 2024. I think this is all...
Sir, but Mr. Srivastava, if the BJP is forming those governments with allies even, end of the day, it does come to the BJP's and the NDA's kitty, does it not? I mean, how can you just discount it? You've made a number of points. I'm going to go to the BJP on some of those points, but let me ask you this. 2 points. I'm not even going to get into that point of debate as far as the Northeast results are concerned. I think that's a matter of public debate. But my question to you is this. Even despite the so-called, as you allege, if I'm to, for the sake of argument, accept that there is a misuse happening, shouldn't that be bringing opposition parties together? Unfortunately, that is not happening. That is the very point of the debate. That is the very question I'm asking you. Why is the Congress not seen on the same page as the, AAP or the TRS or the other political parties?
Maybe I should take that question, Madhav.
Yeah, no, that is a question for Ravi Srivastava. I don't know if he can hear me.
I think you named Paswan, so I thought that it has gone to him.
No. That's a question for you. I'm going to go to him, but I want you to answer that question. This should ordinarily be bringing parties together, but that's not happening.
See, it is not that kind of a show which had happened in 2019, everybody is standing on the stage, raising their hands and all that. But I think opposition definitely is more united this time, and the kind of things this Modi government is doing, and especially if you have seen the utterances from the Rahul Gandhi in UK on several things, democracy is in peril and all the things they have exposed over there. And one more factor which I want to say is that Mr. Modi's combination with Adani Enterprises is definitely going to cost him fortune. This I'm very sure about.
Well, if this is a united opposition, I don't know what a divided opposition would look like, but I'm going to go across to Guru Prakash on that point. Guru Prakash, at least on 2 points, Mr. Ravi Srivastava is holding the government to blame. He says that it is misuse of agencies. He says that that's bringing us together. Whether that's actually happening on ground is quite debatable. I'm going to go across to other spokespersons, but since there were questions raised at the center, I want you to quickly come in on that.
I was patiently listening to the observations made by Ravi Srivastava ji, and I've noted it down as well. The first point which he made was about Northeast. Let me make it very clear, Madhav, that Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the first Prime Minister in the history of the country to spend a night in the Northeast. We know that for the first time, more than 50 occasions, present Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has gone to the Northeast. That is the amount of seriousness, shows our commitment for the people of Northeast, for the people of the issues of Northeast. Number 2, he has mentioned about the usage of institutions as well. You lose an election, election commission is bad. You lose a verdict in the Supreme Court is bad. People of Tripura, people of Meghalaya, people of Nagaland, they have voted in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party. Gujarat, Bharatiya Janata Party. Last year, Uttar Pradesh, Bharatiya Janata Party. And the list is endless. It has to be accepted today that Bharatiya Janata Party has become an unassailable pole in Indian politics today. Third point which Ravi Srivastava ji made about the utterances of Mr. Rahul Gandhi in the United Kingdom. I was seeing a tweet. He was mentioning about the position of Dalits, tribals and the backward class communities. I have to make it very clear. For the first time in the history of our country, we have a woman from the Adivasi Samaj as the President of India, which is the head of the constitutional position. For the first time in the history of our country, we have a most powerful Prime Minister from the OBC community. For the first time, we are seeing huge representation, more than 60% of SC, ST, OBCs in the Union Cabinet. What about this, Mr. Rahul Gandhi? I want to ask him. People are clear. Be it International Monetary Fund, the agencies are saying we are the fastest growing economy in the global pandemic. Bill Gates has said that in the global pandemic era, we must look for India. Italian Prime Minister was here. She said PM Modi is among the most loved leader in the world. So we have to accept it. You are not willing to accept anything and you are selectively taking institutions only on the basis of your convenience. This is not going to work. Period.
Okay. Let me quickly bring in some of the other political parties as well. Karthik Reddy, I want you to come in now because, your party is, together with AAP, taking on the center. Letters have gone in. And in fact, that very significant letter that was written in context of the current crackdown or as you call it, misuse of agencies, whatever may be the case, the point is that now you may be warming up to the Congress party. But we know what your own party leader, Mr. KCR, what kind of words he had used against Rahul Gandhi. If he has called him, extremely unparliamentary words such as buffoon, how are you going to work together, sir?
Madhav, firstly, Congress party has to realize nobody has made them the captain of the team. And secondly, if they want the smaller allies or the smaller political parties to come together, the Congress party should behave like a big brother, not like a big boss. The reason I say this, in every other state, in every other situation, the Congress party cries hue and cry that the agencies, especially CBI, ED and the other agencies, are misused. When the same agencies are let loose on the other opposition leaders, I think it is the duty of the largest opposition party in the country to come to the rescue, at least verbally, expressively to the other parties. And this is where the Congress party is failing, not just on the ground, not just politically, not just intellectually. I think the basic support, the basic sense that the largest political opposition party in the country should come at least visibly to the rescue of other parties. And this is where the Congress party has failed and continuously being failing. The point number two, congratulations to BJP that the growth is quite visible in the Northeast. But let me remind you, Madhav, in 2014, when the BJP came to power in Delhi with astounding single majority, the Northeast was completely dominated by the Congress party. And you know what happened after that. In democracy, seats matter. And it's a sad truth that the Northeast carries very few seats to the Lok Sabha. And when you give accolades 25. To the Prime Minister about 24. I meant 24 election, Madhav.
No, I'm saying 24 seats. That's the number. I don't think it's a very small number either. It's a fairly significant
It's a small number compared to the bigger number we have in the Lok Sabha. When you're talking about giving accolades to the Prime Minister during the Gujarat elections and the other election, we should also take in mind that in similar time, we also saw elections to Punjab, Himachal and the other states. So this is very evident. This whole argument of certain angles that the Prime Minister Modi ko chhod ke aur koi nahi. Let me remind you, Madhav, the arrogance is quite visible and people do not like arrogant people, especially arrogant leaders. I want to take you back to Rajiv Gandhi and VP Singh and also Vajpayee, what happened in Shining India campaign. So the arrogance is quite visible of the BJP.
Yes.
And people would not like this.
Yes. Very interesting. Then the same breath that you say that the BJP, Congress is behaving like big brother, the BJP is behaving arrogantly. But let me get in Ravi Srivastava on this, because Ravi Srivastava, here you have BRS which says that Congress should be playing a more constructive role. How can it say in national case that agencies are being misused, and in the case of excise scam in Delhi where BRS leader's role is allegedly there, where Manish Sisodia has been arrested, that it takes a step back and says that no, in this particular case it's corruption. Isn't that double standards is a question BRS is asking? Please respond.
I will definitely respond. See, Madhav, the first thing is, this is not a case, this is not a fight against corruption, what it is being perceived. This is only a harassment. You know, they keep them under trial for months together. The cases do not come up for the hearing. No evidences are there. See, as far as Manish Sisodia is concerned, it's indeed laughable. They have raided his every nook and corner, including his village and lockers and everywhere. Not even a rupee has been found. And even then, whatever is being said regarding that Andhra connection
Which
and all that.
Which party was the first complainant, sir, in the excise scam? Which party's leaders raised it first? The excise scam? Was it not the Congress leaders? Much before the BJP even got into it?
It is definitely raised by them, but then BJP made a use of it via its LG. And they made the secretary to make a complaint to the LG, and LG took it forward. This is how it started. So what I am saying is, whosoever raised it is not an issue. As far as Congress is concerned,
obviously some basis would have been there, sir, on the basis of raising it. Come on, let's. I mean, what is matter of public record is matter of public record. That I don't think we should have a debate on that.
No. I'm not saying that. It is as far as Congress party is concerned, in 2013, that was the biggest and most corrupt party in the entire India. And it is we only, the India against corruption, who had fought against it. Okay. I'm not saying it was India against corruption, we fought against it. So they have no locus standi to give any lectures or preaching to anybody for that matter as far as corruption is concerned.
Right. Okay, let me bring in some of the other political parties. You know, Mr. Sarvan, and I want you to come in now because, you know, very important part of this entire discussion is, you know, what role the DMK has played. For instance, in the past, in the UPA government, in the NDA government, the DMK has had a very significant role. Recently, you had a meeting, several senior leaders came, several senior leaders were left out. There was speculation about whether, you know, this is a sign of some kind of differences. But at the moment, you're currently firefighting what's happening in Bihar. And, you know, what's actually going on, because there are still developments happening. There are assurances going in. The Chief Minister has also visited certain factories. You know, at a time like this, do you think that this is one issue that could actually split wide open an opposition alliance if it comes together, even though the Congress is not yet formally part of any such alliance? And is it possible to form an alliance with just the regional players?
See, if you look at the last 70 years of national politics, DMK has always, at crucial junctures when the Indian democracy was at crossroads, was at great peril, the DMK has always played a stellar role. In 1989, prior to that, again, 2004, 2009, we were part of the government and we ensured that the Indian progress story continues. We will continue to do that in 2024 also. 2004, 2024, it is eerily similar to what has happened in 2004. See, we don't require that all the parties to come together. It is enough that all these parties oppose the BJP in their own turf. And any kind of this grand alliance, we cannot do that without the Congress, because in the majority of these states, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Punjab, all these places, Congress has a very significant presence, and Karnataka, Congress has a very significant presence. So they are the glue which will stick all the alliances together. Now it is too early to talk about who will come and who will not come and all those things. But one thing is very clear, all the regional leaders and the other parties apart from the BJP which are not allied with them are fed up with the way the union government is being run, by the way the BJP has been the epitome of corruption. Right. As rightly pointed out earlier, the Adani scam, it is going to unravel. It is going to unravel the BJP. What has come out is just the tip of the iceberg. We have never heard in the independence of our country that a prime minister goes to another country to negotiate a contract for his businessman friend. That is what has happened in India. No, and this is going to play a major role.
I have to ask you a question.
We don't corrupt. We are not corrupt. I have to ask you a question. We are that UPA is the most corrupt and all that. But
yes. You know, Mr. Sarvan, and you know, exactly related to that, I have a very specific question. At a time when opposition should be speaking together, let us take, for instance, the example of Parliament, where at least all political parties, one would assume, at least in a forum such as Parliament, would unitedly raise their voice. Yes, to some extent, opposition parties did come together in the Parliament. We saw what happened in the Raj Sabha. Some members got suspended, etc. But that's besides the point. Very often, even within Parliament, we find that the ranks of the opposition parties are divided. That even all opposition parties on an important issue that you just raised were not together on the same page. There are parties that break ranks. There are parties that continue to debate. There are parties that, protest for 1 or 2 days and then give up the token protest. The point is that even in a forum such as Parliament, if you cannot put the central government on the mat, then what is the hope that you will go to the people and be able to do that unitedly?
Yeah. See, that is the beauty of India. That is the beauty of Indian democracy. We are not a monolith. If we are a monolith, what you say holds a lot of reason. But the issues, some issues, whatever the issues, some parties may differ. But all the parties, the like-minded parties which are opposed to the BJP, they are very clear on one thing, that in 2024, we will not allow the BJP to come to our. You were speaking about the firefighting that is done by the DMK. That is what you said. The firefighting is not done by the DMK. It is now done by the BJP. They are running for cover.
Okay.
I think they have hit the wrong party in the state of Tamil Nadu by spreading fake news. Now the chief minister is on the rounds. He is assuring all the migrant laborers. Yes, we have effectively. This is the first time the BJP's fake news factory had failed utterly. Our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, has with an iron fist stalled all this fake news. So the BJP is running for cover now. It's not going to work. This kind of divide.
Let me bring in the BJP spokesperson on that point. Guru Prakash.
This is the first time union. Just a minute. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish this. The union government is silently sitting and watching the dispute. That is the artificial dispute created by itself. They have not said anything. They have not done anything to solve this migrant dispute.
Okay.
The alleged
direct
migrant
allegations.
dispute.
All right, direct questions raised of the BJP. I'm going to let Guru Prakash come in on that. Please respond to Mr. Saravanan. He is accusing you of spreading fake news and the central government of being silent.
No, I was patiently... No. I was patiently listening to my friend from the DMK. If he has any evidence to suggest that the dispute is false, please show. Please show that if you have any evidence that the dispute is false. We are getting phone calls. Every day we are getting phone calls from Tirupur, which is an industrial town. The videos are out and your DGP is there doing a negative job. We have to ask you, we have to understand that DMK as a political institution thrives and survives on exploiting fault lines. Let me say that again. DMK as a political party survives and thrives on exploiting fault lines on the basis of language, on the basis of region, on the basis of caste. Your party is an expert on exploiting these fault lines. You have to answer for that. Your political party, you are giving so much lecture about democracy. In your political parties, there is no democracy. After father, the son will become the president. After Stalin, we know who will become the president. There is no semblance of democracy in your political party. There is no semblance of unity and integrity and respect for sovereignty in your political party. And you are lecturing us. 100% there are.
Let me now end this debate. I don't want to make this about. I don't want to just make this about about that split. Yes, I did raise a point in my question, but the larger question.
No. See, you have to give me answer. Give me time to respond. No, Madhav, you have to give me time to respond.
I don't want to sidetrack the entire debate.
You have to give me time to respond. Yes, make some allegations.
We are discussing the subject of opposition unity.
This is important. Allow me to speak, Madhav.
Okay, very quickly make your point. You have raised some placards which you do not.
Allow me to speak.
You have to substantiate your claim. You substantiate your claim of fake news.
Yes, he said. Yes, I'm going to substantiate that. Yes, this is the BJP for Bihar handle.
As a political party, you survive on exploiting fault lines.
Even now, they have not
you have no faith in the unity and integrity. What is your reason? What is your reason? Give us one reason. People are there attacked and you are exploiting that. You are doing politics in that name. Who is responsible for that? Who is accountable for that? You are the one who is responsible for that. There is absolutely no semblance.
Listen to me.
Gentlemen, one at a time. I want to quickly move on from this now. Saffron, quickly make your point, please.
No, let me finish this. I am not allowed to speak. Let me finish this.
Make your point.
This man who was talking about that there is no democracy, as though democracy is thriving in the BJP. Who is Mr. JP Nadda? Who elected him? Who is Mr. Annamalai in the DMK? Sorry, in the Tamil Nadu BJP leader?
Okay.
Who elected him?
Yes.
This is the Karyakartas elected. He was appointed by the RSS.
Gentlemen, I think the debate is being sidetracked. I'm sorry, I have to come in now. We've had enough. We've had enough.
Sir, what a joke.
Mr. Annamalai, take that
What
from
a
me
joke.
in writing.
Okay. Let me now come in now. Let me bring in some other panelists who've not yet spoken. And I want to shift focus one second. I want to shift focus to the state that returns 80 seats to the Lok Sabha. And I want to bring in Vivek Sailas on this point, because Vivek Sailas, the larger question is this. Even Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has indicated that there's no chance of any tie-up as far as UP is concerned. It's the biggest state. It's a state where BJP has done extremely well in 2014 and in 2019. And yet the past experiences very clearly show that perhaps it's because of that or some other reason that at least in the state of UP, there doesn't seem to be any likelihood of an alliance. Is this something that could hurt opposition, particularly the Samajwadi Party, which is perhaps the main challenger to the BJP now on ground?
Yes, very good evening to you, Madhav, and happy Holi to all the panelists and the viewers watching us. Yeah, as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, definitely it's a huge state with 80 Lok Sabha seats. If we see the by-elections in Uttar Pradesh, which were very recently held, if you see Mainpuri, the Samajwadi not only won, but won with a margin of almost 3 lakh votes in the by-elections. If you see even in the MLA, the assembly election, there were 2 by-polls. One was in, Khatoli. It was just very recently won last year in March by the Bharatiya Janata Party. But in the by-election, the Bharatiya Janata Party lost it by over 20,000 votes. And somehow they managed to win, this Rampur. Somehow. As you said on the opening of your show, that Bharatiya Janata Party has done well with his allies in Northeast. Yeah, we agree with that. Bharatiya Janata Party has done really well with the allies, because in Tripura they are -5, and in Meghalaya they fought all the 60 seats. They managed to win 2, and the vote percentage was 9.37 only. As far as allies are concerned, all the major allies of the Bharatiya Janata Party have left the Bharatiya Janata Party. Even coming down to Reddy brothers in Karnataka, they do not stand with the Bharatiya Janata Party at the moment. So Bharatiya Janata Party has to fight it out alone, because all the allies pan-India have come to know what the Bharatiya Janata Party is doing with them and with the country, Okay. So now, as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, we are very confident that in the coming 2024 elections, we'll fight it out. And I need to comment on Congress also. Congress is a national party, no doubt about it. But Congress needs to be more flexible. It cannot boss around, because Congress has only 2 seats, Vidhan Sabha seats in Uttar Pradesh out of 403, and we got about 37.5% votes, and we have 125 MLAs still in Uttar Pradesh, and with a very strong opposition. So Congress has to think about it. If at all they have to come with us, they have to be very, very flexible. Otherwise, Samajwadi Party is capable enough to fight on its own and stop the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Is it an inflexible Congress then? Tushar Gupta, is it an inflexible Congress that is the roadblock? Because the opposition parties, one after the other, seem to be suggesting issues in terms of the working style. That is the question coming up indeed. I'm going to get a response from Ravi Srivastava as well. But a response from you first, Tushar.
Look, 2 spokespersons on your panel, Madhav. One says that the Congress is being a big boss and not a big brother, and the other is saying that it needs to be more flexible. So I think that answers the question about the grand alliance in 24, post-poll or pre-poll. Number 2, a lot of points have been made about the BJP and the entire hype about it. Between 2022 and today, 12 state assembly elections, if we count the churn in Bihar and Maharashtra, 9 are with the BJP. Now, this is that when AAP and its legal team approached the Supreme Court, not once did they cite violation of fundamental rights. Not once did they cite political vendetta. In fact, before the court, AAP's legal team was saying that Manish Sisodia is open to all sorts of investigation. And number 4, Madhav, there is the Samajwadi spokesperson as a TMC spokesperson. I have a very simple question to ask. As things stand today, Congress cannot win 50 seats on its own. But the whole Mamata Banerjee has in Bengal, or Nitish Kumar has in Bihar, or Akhilesh has in UP, they might be able to win 30-odd seats on their own.
Okay.
Now, with that kind of a performance, would they want Rahul Gandhi to be their prime ministerial face? Would Akhilesh Yadav, Mamata Banerjee, Nitish Kumar, Stalin, Thackeray, Kejriwal, anyone be open to the idea of Rahul Gandhi after his shenanigans in United Kingdom, open to the idea of him being their prime ministerial face? I don't know.
Ravi Srivastava, 2 points. He alleges Congress will only get 50. Of course, that is subject to interpretation. The Congress says after Bharat Jodo, we're going to do much better. And also the second point, that this UK speech of Rahul Gandhi has really hurt him. Tanveer Ahmed, I'm coming to you. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I want Ravi to quickly respond to this point.
I want to ask Mr. Tushar Gupta that AAP had gone to the Supreme Court only for a bail issue, nothing else. So what the BJP is to do in it? Second thing is that why should we look for an alternative to somebody against Mr. Modi? Who is there? The Congress has got Mr. Rahul Gandhi as a member of parliament only. Whatever he talks, the BJP gets rattled. Whatever he speaks, one statement, he makes one tweet, the whole of the BJP, jumping in their chairs and keep on defending themselves. Now I'm asking my friend, BJP friend, I've got a far more better per capita than compared to you. Our per capita is lower than Bangladesh. That's your achievement. So please don't.
And Bangladesh is before the IMF looking for a loan. Mr. Srivastava, you have to be the greatest spinner in history. Your ability to spin anything against the BJP is honestly appalling. You do not understand a simple thing. That in this country, people can approach the Supreme Court if there is a violation of fundamental rights. Now, you as a supporter of Aam Aadmi Party, every other spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party claims that their fundamental rights are violated because of this political vendetta. But when they stand in the Supreme Court, they forget to mention it. I mean, at least read up on your political science before coming to a debate.
Let me quickly go across to Tanveer now. No, 1 second, please. Let me go across to Tanveer now, because I have to bring in Tanveer on this. Tanveer, you're representing the JDS, a party that is in the rather unique position of having supported the Congress in alliance and the BJP in alliance in the past. Now, the question that the Congress in Karnataka is raising is that you're the A to Z team of the BJP. That's a charge that your party denies. But at this point of time, are you firmly in the opposition ranks? Is there a secret understanding the BJP? Because that's something also that, is a dynamic that several are trying to look at when it comes to various regional political players such as you. Your party rather, JDS.
Madhav, before I answer that question of yours, whether A team or B team or Z team, let me just tell you that regarding BJP say that the dreams are delectable, but reality is quite harsh. BJP, which is thinking that they are going to come back to power third time, it definitely doesn't really shows like that, because in Karnataka, Mr. Virupakshappa, a criminal who got arrested on all your #1 channel, showed him with 8 crores of rupees and 40 lakhs cash, and suddenly he comes today after getting bail and celebrity scot-free. Suvendu, absolutely scot-free. I mean, we need to really understand what is that gel which BJP pours on their leaders, that suddenly, all of a sudden, they become clean. And regarding, you said, what are we right now? We are A to Z team of Kannadigas who have been looted by BJP, 40% corruption. The school management is absolutely totally gone. Karnataka, which was #1 favorite state for people to invest, has gone to #8 position. I mean, we need to really stand for the people of Karnataka. Rahul Gandhi had really certainly made a great impression when it comes to Bharat Jodo Yatra. But is that idea percolated with BJP, Congress here in Karnataka? Absolutely no. Today we all know DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, the way they are fighting. But that is something which we can discuss, deliberate,
so you're saying
and
that categorically
later.
You're telling your viewers and the people of Karnataka that there is no possibility of you tying up with the BJP post poll. Am I correct in saying that?
We are going to tie up with people of Karnataka. That's all I want to tell you. Nothing more, nothing less. We are definitely
Are they from the BJP or the Congress, sir? That's the question that is still in suspense after your answer.
This country.
Mr. Tanveer Ahmed,
people
that answer is still in suspense.
On the basis of religion, caste, creed.
We are still none the wiser, sir, from your answer.
Smart man, that's the reason I really love coming to your channel. No, I gave you an answer that.
Okay, many hands going up. Many people want to respond to you.
I can tell you 2 to 3. No, I'll just tell one thing. Just see Stalin, the way he's governing. Just see, amazing, absolutely. People of Tamil Nadu, they are really vouching. The way he is really governing. And see what is happening in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh.
You're comparing your neighboring states, but quick rebuttals. Okay, quick rebuttals coming in. Tushar wants to rebut. Yeah. Quick response, please, Tushar.
Madhav, I'm relatively less experienced from the panelists here. But in politics, ambiguity in an answer is usually the validation for the rumor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Many hands going up. Gentlemen, I have to thank all of you for joining us. We're completely out of time. Mr. Guru Prakash, Tushar Gupta, Karthik Reddy, Tanveer Ahmed, A. Sarvanan, Ravi Srivastava, Vivek Selas. Certainly a very important question because in our scheme of things, end of the day, opposition coming together and the index of opposition unity being high is always very important when the opposition wants to take on the government. At this point of time, that does not seem to be happening. And perhaps to the extent that the opposition remains divided will certainly help the ruling party. It's not happened now, it's happened in 77 and multiple elections in the past, and that's why this debate is very important in understanding what we could be looking at in terms of the 2024 Lok Sabha election scenario. Thank you so much for joining us on debate number 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Delhi High Court has given a